everybody to IBC 2013, Radio by Lawo. That's the topic for today. I would like to introduce you to what we have on site for the radio part in our products. So this year we are showing radio as an application, not as a pure product placement. We have a radio setup which is similar to what you find in radio stations all over the world. A radio DJ position with a sapphire in a split mode with side kick plates, a small crystal workplace, a newsroom workplace and an edit suite. And I would like to show you the actual positions in detail now. So right now we are at the DJ position on this radio desk. It is done with a sapphire shown in a split mode. So we have a sapphire in a 16 fader area with a split mode in between. That's where the DJ hosts his scripts. And we have a sidekick place over there, which is the place for the traffic announcer or the news reader. So we show every module and we show this setup in a full integrated way, including a Enco automation integration with Enco playout system, which can be remote controlled by the console or which remote controls the console. A nice integration detail is the effects or card array, which is a very colored area in this Enco playout system, but it also reflects on a set of on an array of colored keys in the console, which allow me to remote control the jingles and cards which Enco supplies. The color indication gives me very quick access to the right jingles which I want to play without reading any labels. I'm playing the right file in a very quick way. From the playout system we turn over to the left two screens. The setup incorporates a large VisTool installation, here shown as the main page, giving us metering, a timer and a watch. We have a master section showing also some loudness metering information below. And we have enhanced VisTool with a couple of functionalities which we call helping modules, and they give us additional functionality which we haven't had before but which make a real sense in radio. One of them can be seen over here. This dark blue line on top of the main screen gives us information which is read out from RSS news feeds. So we connect to news feeds and we show the content of these news feeds in the main screen. The DJ does not need to view to different screens, so his focus is on the main screen. He still sees the levels and he also gets news from news feeds out of whatever system is linked to this module. We have another nice little integration shown here. We have a phone or hybrid and codec remote control inside here, which allows us to also in the same screen to open up a phone book, which provides some predefined destinations which I can dial up just by clicking the destination and pressing the call button, all incorporated in VisTool screen. The advantage for the user is there's no additional screen required which hosts that software separately, and you reduce the setup of technology of screens tremendously. That's one thing. You can also call up a dialing pad to dial a number directly. The next application included here, a very interesting one, is camera control. We have added a couple of small webcams to this studio desk. Actually, we are hosting two ones which are connected to a V-Line Pro 8. The V-Line Pro 8 provides me an output source which could be used as a web stream. So the web stream of two cameras is a quite interesting thing for radio stations these days. You can switch to the web stream you want to see, and we have this output of the V-line shown here, and you see when I switch to a DJ cam, then I see myself because the webcam points to me. So, but that's not only a manual switching, it can also be a fader driven switching. So when I open my DJ fader, the camera switches to show me, and if I close it, it shows back to it turns back to show the news reader. So depending on how many microphones and how many cameras I have, I could use the fader movement to control the output into my web stream. So the next position, now we are at the production suite. A small crystal console is presented over here. The nice thing with this installation is that we show a lot of information in one screen. Previously, we all know that VisTool is an essential part of a crystal or a sapphire console. It provides additional visibility functionality for meters, for timers. But before version 4.2, VisTool was a full screen application. It always consumed one single screen. And this year, VisTool is enhanced to also pop up in a part of a screen. So the right area in this screen is a VisTool panel, it's a VisTool page, but it's only presented on the very right side of the screen, and it leaves the whole rest of the screen available to show another application which can be driven in parallel. So here's the main application, for example, a editing software, or might also be a playout system, while on the right edge, and not even on the half of the screen, but just on a fifth of the screen, we have a metering bar graph, setup, a timer and a clock, plus the buttons which you, for example, require for loading and firing snapshots. And VisTool is a full working functionality, so if you open the fader, you can configure VisTool to pop up in a red mode to tell you now you are on air. So you have the full functionality of VisTool, but only shown in an area of the screen. Okay, so here we are at the third station on our radio desk. The radio desk area here is called the new Edit Suite, and on this tablet PC we have also VisTool running. VisTool has been improved to consume less PC resources, so we are now capable of having VisTool running on tablet PCs like this one. It's an i3 core from Intel. With a perfect visibility and a great touch experience. So what we are able to do now is we have a pure software interface to a crystal base unit, and we have VisTool as the main control surface for it. So it's a software control surface, and the advantage with this one is that we supply control items only in terms of how they are required. So we have a microphone fader if we need to work with a microphone fader, and we can add more faders to this whole setup by just selecting out of a list. The user interface is reduced to the very minimum amount of requirements, and it maximizes the efficiency to work with. So we have less complexity and more efficiency. We can enhance this by putting setups into snapshots which we are able to recall. So if you have reoccurring snapshots, reoccurring applications which you would like to operate with, then you can recall them. So you have a different setup of faders as soon as you require them. If you don't need the setup out of microphone and AWS anymore, then you can switch back home and the AWS disappears. Having less functionality does not mean that you have less flexibility. So we have all functionality included, including a monitoring functionality, a speaker volume setup and the metering. They just show up when you require them and they disappear when you're ready with your work. And we have also a very massive functionality in terms of monitoring. We have sub-buttons here, sub-functional, sub-key, sub-sources, which are enabling us to listen to lots of sources, MADI channels, channel by channel, for example. Only we can hide them if we don't need them. So this reduces the flexibility, the complexity tremendously, and we have a shrink down to the need user interface. So thank you very much for listening and for the little tour through our radio setup here at IBC 2013. See you next year here in Amsterdam, or maybe at any time in Russia. Bye bye.